Hello and welcome. In this video, let's understand what are joins in SQL Server. Joins are basically used to get data from multiple tables. When you have two tables and you want to combine data of both the tables, you can use joins and get the data. There are multiple types of joins in SQL Server. If you look at this picture, we have inner join. Inner join will basically give the matching records from both the tables. We have table 1 and we have a table 2. And if we perform inner join, it will basically give the matching rows, meaning the data which are present in both the tables. Let's understand this with an example. Let's look at these two tables. I have employees table and I have departments table. We have department ID common in both of these tables, and using this column we can join these two tables. Let's say the requirement is I want to see each employees and the name of their particular department. So for this, what we can do, we can write a join between these two tables. So I want employee name and the department name of that particular employee. So what I need to select, I need to select the employee name and I want to select the department name. From which table I will be selecting it. So the employee name will be coming from employees table. So let's write that from employees. Now I need to make use of my second table, that is departments table. So I need to join this two table. I can do that with inner join. I can type inner join and then I can specify the second table, which is my departments. So using this keyword inner join, we can join two tables. And after writing this inner join, we need to specify the condition. Basically, we need to tell how these two tables should be joined. As we have discussed earlier, both of these tables are having department ID as a common column. So we can join these two tables using this particular column. So let's see how we can do that. To specify the condition on which we are joining it, we need to specify on keyword. So we are doing this inner join on this condition. I want to use the department ID from the employees table. So I can specify that with the table name dot department ID. Okay, so I can select this column from this table. Similarly, I will say this department ID is equal to department ID from the departments table. So I can say departments dot department ID, right? So using this, we can join these two tables. If I execute this now, you see I am getting only the 4 records and I am able to fetch the employee name and their particular department, right? But if you see the initial data, let's see the employees. There were 5 employees, but if you look at this carefully, one employee is not having any department, right? So the employee ID 5, that is David, is not assigned with any department. That's why when we execute this query, we only get 4 records and the employee ID 5, David, is not available in this. That is because if you see this picture, we are only getting the matching records. The department IDs which are common in both the tables, in the employee table and in the departments table, only those data will be fetched, right? So let's go back to SSMS and we can see this. When we are joining this, the employee ID 5 is not coming, only the matching records are coming. So this is our first join. This is the inner join. Let's see the other type of joins that are available. Let's go back to slides. So the second type of join is the left join. In left join, if you see, we are selecting all the data from table 1 and also we are selecting the matching data, the data that is common in table 1 and table 2. But we are not selecting the unmatched record of table 2. For that, we can use the left join. So if I change my condition here from inner join to, let's copy paste this one more time so that we have the earlier query also for reference. So let me rewrite this query, and this time I will change it to the left join. On the left hand side, which table I have? I have employees table. By doing left join, we are making sure we are getting all the records from our employees table. Along with that, we will get the matching records from our departments table. Let's execute this. You see, I am getting all the records, all 5 records from the employees table, and we are getting the David also, where the department is not available. Simply the SQL Server will put a null there because we are not able to find a department for David, right? So this is our left join. Similar to left join, we have the right join also. As the name suggests, in left, we got all the data from the left table. In the right join, we will get all the data from the right hand side table, that is nothing but departments table. Let's see the data again in these two tables. If you notice, we have this department ID 4 that is not available in our employees table. No employee is having department ID 4, right? So when we were executing inner join, we were not getting the IT department, that is department ID 4. When we did left join, that time also we were not getting the department ID 4, right? Because that was not available in the employees table. But when we do the right join, let's copy paste this query again. And this time let's change the left to right and execute the same thing again. Okay, you see, I'm getting all the records from my department table, but I'm only getting the records from the employees table where we have a department. Only the matching records are coming from the employees table. That's why the David, who is not assigned with the department, that is not coming in this result set. So this is our right join. We can confirm this again here. On the left hand side, we have this employee David who is having department ID as null. So we have seen how we can use inner join, left join, and right join. And the fourth picture you will be seeing here is for the full join. When you want all the data from table 1 and table 2, irrespective of if the data is matching or not, you just want to get the data. You just want all the data from both of these tables. For that, you can do a full join. Let's see that also in action. Let me copy this query again and paste it, and let me do a full join. Okay, so you can use full join to do this. Let's execute this now. And we are getting all the records from our employees table. You see, we have this David also, and we are getting all the records from our department table also. And you see, we have this IT department, and we don't have any employee for that department. That's why we are seeing null here. Okay, so this is the purpose of full join when you want to get all the data from both these tables. Now I want to introduce you to the concept of alias. Okay, let's say when we were doing this inner join, right, we were getting the employee name and the department name. But let's say you want the department ID also. So let me put the department ID in my select clause. So I am saying employee name, department name, and the department ID. I'm already getting this red error line here. And the error says ambiguous column name department ID. And if I execute this query, you will notice the error ambiguous column name department ID. That is because department ID is present in employees and departments, but we are not sure from which table we want to select this department ID. That's why SQL Server is confused and not able to select this particular column. To make this column unambiguous, we can specify the table name and then we can say dot here. So we are selecting department ID and we are explicitly saying we want to select it from the employees table. If I execute this now, it will work and I will get the department ID here. Instead of specifying this complete table name, what you can do, you can make use of alias. Let me show you how. Let me copy this query and paste it again. And this time we can provide an alias instead of specifying this complete table name. I can say employees. Let me give an alias to this table name as E. For the departments, I will give D. Okay. Once that is done, no need to type the complete table name. You can just say E dot department ID and that will work. Similarly, you can use this alias on this particular condition. You can say E dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID. So you don't have to type the complete table name again, and if you execute this, you will get the same result set back. So this is how you can use alias when there is an ambiguous column name in two tables. And guys, one more thing I want to mention here, right? When we are joining two tables, the best practice is to make use of primary keys and foreign keys, because those keys are kind of unique, because the primary key will be unique in the table and the foreign key is basically a primary key in some other table, so that will also be unique. So if I see my employees table, I have the primary key as my employee ID. We can see here the employee ID is my primary key, and similarly the department ID, right? So we have this department ID, that is my foreign key. So in the employees table, I have the primary key as employee ID and the foreign key is my department ID, right? And the departments table, I have the department ID as my primary key. So what we are doing when we are saying department ID is equal to department ID, this is foreign key. We are matching this foreign key with the primary key. So this is how you should be joining your tables. You should make use of the primary keys and the foreign keys, and based on that, you should be joining your data. It is not mandatory, but this is the best practice when you are joining two tables. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we will understand what are some advanced joins that you can perform in SQL Server.